Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running.
All right, welcome everybody to the Rampage Open Week 7 matchup between Ma and OHZ. It's going to be pretty hype. We're already moving into this pick ban tool. I am Zig, and next to me is Hogwarts with Wipe Swap running the stream. It looks like we're getting some jungle bans right out the gate. Mumu and Hecarim banned out. Morgana getting banned out as well. So we're moving very quickly through this pick ban phase.
Yeah,
Anything you'd like to note?
Yeah, OHZ is definitely going to keep targeting the junglers. You see with the Rek'Sai, Hecarim, Rek'Sai, very strong junglers that OHZ's jungler play. Rengar, Kha'Zix, and Lee Sin are the third ban you could be looking for. On Ma's side, they want to ban reliable engage. They ban the Amumu jungle, the Morgana mid actually, and they could be looking to ban the Nunu or the Garen or the Alistar here. So let's see what they go for with that third ban.
Oh, Yasuo.
And actually it's a
Kind of a
Yasuo
curveball.
ban. Yeah. OHZ's mid laner is actually a huge Yasuo player, but he didn't pick it in these two teams' last matchup, and it hasn't been something that he's really been going for as far as I can tell. So, and the Ziggs ban from the other side. Okay, so I guess both teams are looking to target the mid lane.
And the Jax locked in first. That they're gonna that's probably gonna be top lane Jax, but it could flex the jungle. We'll see what they elect to do with that. But a good flex first pick there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how OHZ responds. Their top laner has this Garen left up, and that J4 could be flex jungle or top, but I think it's okay. So that looks like J4 jungle and Lucian AD carry. OHZ loves to play Lucian AD carry, and now they can actually try to secure the Galio support if Ma doesn't take it away here. And Galio J4 is an amazing teamfight combo, and Lucian Galio is a great lane combo. So
and as we know, Ma likes to pick these very heavy ranged AD carries, kind of like Caitlyn, Tristana. So maybe we'll see one of those picked out here to kind of counteract that Lucian lane bulliness.
Yeah, definitely something like Caitlyn Braum. I could definitely see them play, or Tristana Braum. But it's going to leave them a bit vulnerable in the team fight, but it is their third pick here. Let's say if they even take an AD carry. In the last matchup, both AD carries played Lucian twice for OHZ and Caitlyn twice for Ma. With OHZ taking the Lucian, it's hard to know exactly what Ma. Okay, they go for the Ezreal here.
Okay. So just as safe with a little bit more team fight presence than a Caitlyn.
Yeah, more safe for sure, more team fight presence. But okay, so there's the Galio for OHZ. I can understand the Ezreal to Arcane Shift out of the engage, but this is going to mean the Lucian Galio is going to have a lot of laning dominance and priority for the jungle matchup. As we move on to the second round of bans, we could see OHZ maybe ban the more junglers. If you assume the Jax is top, Rengar, Kha'Zix, Lee Sin, we might see one of those junglers banned. With 1 second left, that looks like a...
Maybe they'll type it in chat?
Yeah, could be. But as we look over to Ma, they could ban the Garen, the junglers... Okay. The Aatrox ban.
Zed ban.
Okay.
Zed
ban, okay. So with the Aatrox ban, that leaves OHZ's top laner with Tryndamere. I know you were really excited for him. Garen.
Yeah.
Or
that Jax could be up there too, you never know.
Well, the Jax would go to Mob, but what OHZ would respond with to that is hard to know.
With Garen or...
Yeah.
I don't know about Garen and a Jax, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, I really don't know the matchup. I just know OHZ's top laner almost always has Garen banned against it. But it seems like if Mod doesn't ban Garen here, they're comfortable with that matchup. Especially if they pick the Ezreal, you can see why. Because it'll be hard for Garen to get onto the back line.
I mean, they just have so much kite potential with Ezreal Braum, like, especially as you move into the later stages of the game when they have Iceborne Gauntlet, when you have low CDs on the Braum. It's going to be really hard for a Garen to get in. Talia picked up as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're going ham on OHZ right now.
Yeah. We'll see how Ma responds to that. Talia can provide a lot of burst and even consistent DPS depending on where you're fighting. Ma takes the Orianna here. Okay. That lane matchup. Okay, and Volibear. Okay, so with Volibear presumably going to the jungle, that rounds out the tanky part of their team. Let's see how OHZ round out their So OHZ kept their top lane pick for last, which is a bit surprising because with the Jax already being shown, they could have picked top and then, you know, taken last pick from mid. But
is it gonna be Garen?
Kaisa? No, it might not be Kaisa. Let's see.
Garen.
Garen. Yep. Garen. So there's the Garen. Yep. I really think they should have just picked the Garen fourth pick, but okay, that's fine. So the comps are Ma has Jax top, Volibear jungle, Orianna mid, Ezreal AD carry, Braum support. OHZ has Garen top, J4 jungle, Talia mid, Lucian AD carry, Galio support. So what are your initial thoughts when you see these comps put next to each other?
It's really tough. They're pretty like equally matched. You have a lot of scaling on the side of Ma when you have Orianna, Jax. Ezreal scales pretty hard now that they have the changes to Miramana. On the flip side, you have so much engage out of Obsidian Horizon with the J4 Galio combo. It's really just all about execution. But if I'm looking at comps alone, I'm probably going to give the edge to Ma.
Yeah, it's tough to know how the execution is going to be because Obsidian Horizons actually won 3 forfeits in a row. So while their record is really impressive and they won the last time they played against Ma, it's hard to know how they're going to execute on their comp. But for me, I would think I'll go with Obsidian Horizon just because if I look at the comp, if I'm looking at the early game, right? Jax is someone that notoriously takes a while to scale up, get the Spirit Shogun, start doing his thing. So when I look at the bot lane, Lucian Galio, and then I look at the mid lane with Talia, the mid jungle 2v2 is so much stronger for Talia J4 because of the burst compared to Orianna Volibear. Like I really don't vibe with this Volibear pick. Do you have any thoughts on it?
I just think, okay, here's my opinion, and this could be completely wrong, but I think that Volibear is going top and the Jax is going jungle.
Okay. So you think
I could be completely wrong because either way, you have a favorable matchup into Garen with Jax or Volibear, but I feel like Volibear is just like a lot safer than Jax in the top lane, especially against J4 because you can cancel the EQ with his E. So I don't know. It could be Volibear jungle, and I could just be like, you know, completely wrong. But I have a feeling that's going to be Volibear top.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. That would be them making use of that flex with that first pick J4.
Yeah.
We won't know until. Oh, yeah. They picked the Volibear top, so unless they change it, that's what it is. Okay, so that would explain why they made it to pick the Garen, because they must have also thought the Jax was actually being flexed to the jungle. The issue with Jax jungle for me is, I mean, when you look at what impact Jax jungle will have on the map versus J4 will have on the map, if this Volibear isn't actually able to create a lead of his own against this Garen, then my issue basically becomes the Jax is going to take so long to scale up, whereas the J4 Talia and the J4 Galio are allowed to do as they please. So I don't know if I like this any better, but that was a great point by you, and it is, that's what it seems like. It's actually Volibear top, Jax jungle.
I actually do like it better, because when you're in Jax jungle, right, you have the option to press the attack as opposed to having to take Conqueror like you would top lane just for trade's sake. and that gives you like way more power in the early game because you can combo Q auto W auto, and basically immediately press the attack, and then you can just burst them down from there. I've been seeing actually a little bit of electrocute jacks out of the jungle as well. Like they've been doing that in Korea, so maybe trying that out. But I think Jax in the jungle, as far as early game pressure is concerned, does a lot better than a Volibear would.
Yeah, that is a good point. I guess my thinking just was, you mentioned earlier that the Jax and the Ezreal and the Orianna have a lot of scaling. I just feel like with Jax having to buy that jungle item, not only is his scaling a bit hampered, but because he's not top lane, he doesn't have TP. He can't be on the opposite side of the Baron or whatever objective is up. I feel like that hampers his mid to late game, but another great point that you brought up, the PTA or the Electrocute, that would make his early game a lot better than something like Conqueror, which I'm used to seeing.
Right.
So yeah, absolutely. As we move in though, what do you think about, I guess, the top side 2v2 and the mid 2v2? Like how do you? Yeah, go ahead.
I have a huge feeling that the top side 2v2 is going to dictate this entire series. Like just literally jungle versus jungle, top versus top is going to dictate this entire series. The reason I say that is because you have a split pushing top laner in Good Hit. You have an engage heavy jungler in Storm Poro, and you have kind of a carry jungler in Weenie Head, and then you just have your like curveball guy that plays like a little bit of everything in 2 accounts permaban. He plays everything from Riven to Malphite to Volibear, as we're seeing now. So I feel like that's going to be a really big thing to watch this entire series. Bot lane, is bot lane. It's, whoever wins doesn't matter because the other one's going to outscale the other one. It's just how it works. But,
Yeah, no, I think you make a lot of good points there. I guess just, before we head to break or anything like that, what I'm looking for is the Talia to really make a mark on this game, because Talia is taking Ignite as well as the Garen. Obsidian Horizon's really opting into that early game playstyle that I was talking about with the Lucian Galio, the Talia Jarvan, and then even the Garen Jarvan, like you were talking about. Topside 2v2 can absolutely be huge. So I guess I'm just looking for Obsidian Horizon to understand their win condition is the early game. Don't let the Ezreal scale, don't let the Jack scale, and we'll just see if they execute on it. But I think this is going to be a very exciting game.
Yeah, and with that, we're going to cut to a little intermission while we wait for the spectator delay. Stay tuned, guys. We got a good game coming. right, welcome back to our Rampage Open Week 7 matchup. Again, this is Make-A-Wish Foundation versus Obsidian Horizon. Make-A-Wish Foundation being on the blue side, Obsidian Horizon over there on the red side. We are moving into this game. As you see, the comps. We know the comps. We're ready for it.
I would like to make a
Stack.
wish. I would like to make a wish, Z. I would like to make a wish for players who run the right runes.
Yeah, me too, Freddie.
It looks like, actually, I'll talk about that later, because right now it looks like Make-A-Wish Foundation might be looking to invade here.
Yeah, maybe a late invade. They have that pixel ward, so they're gonna spot them out if they move out of this bush towards the bot side jungle. So we'll see if they elect to even try to steal the blue here. Top lane is there, so he's gonna have to go back soon. Not sure what they're waiting on. All right, there they go.
They've been foiled by the never before seen pixel ward bush.
The old classic.
Yeah. So as we start to get into laning phase, that pixel bush warded at around 120, which is a bit strange since Scuttle spawns at 315 now, but understandable. We see Jack start red, and J4 also started as red, but J4 starting without a leash, so we want to see Garen get that level 2 priority. And on the flip side, Lucian Galio definitely get the level 2 priority.
Oh, absolutely. If Lucian Galio don't get the level 2 priority, I feel like they have it already.
Okay, yeah, that's good. But they're definitely going to be looking to punish this. So just to start off, we're talking about the bot lane. The Braum did not take exhaust, so the all-in... Oh, there's a trade happening.
There's that electrocute Garen.
Yeah, so
serious damage in the top lane.
So we were talking about this. The Garen took electrocute opposed to something like grasp, I think is the traditional Garen rune, and it might look good, but something you have to remember is Volibear actually took grasp instead of aftershock. Oh, and the level 2 all in. Okay.
Really,
yeah. They're able to chunk Ezreal a little bit, but they were a bit too far back in the lane. But as I was talking about with the Garen, because the volley actually took grasp, he's not the tanky killer that I expected him to be. I mean, I want you to talk about it because you were talking about the volley top, but without aftershock, it just feels like the Garen's going to be able to out damage him and then be similarly tanky once he gets to Black Cleaver and is maybe his second item.
The whole reason Volibear top is even like close to meta right now, I'm not saying it is meta, but it's kind of close, is because of Conqueror. Taking anything but Conqueror into that matchup doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I could definitely see a Conqueror too, for sure.
If you take Aftershock, yeah, you'll have the like additional tankiness, but the healing that you get from Conqueror on top of the healing that you get from your passive and everything else that you heal from is just like, why would you not take Conqueror on that champion in top?
Oh, but here's
especially
the
when
game.
you're trading. Here comes the Jax. Counter-Strike is available. He's going to land the stun, but that's going to be that as good hit flashes away.
Yeah, we talked about this Jax piloted by Weenie Head as potentially having more early game impact than I thought it would. But one of the main tenets for that is we assume that he might be going something like PTA or Electrocute. But with that Conqueror, he really can't do much damage to this Garen right now. So much so that the Garen actually still has more HP than the Volibear.
Yeah. Here comes Sorax. Sorax trying to get the taunt. He lands the taunt onto the Braum. But that's going to be that, as Braum is one tanky boy here in the early game.
Yeah, Lucian is sitting a little too far back. I don't like... Oh, nice E forward by Ezreal. I don't like how the Lucian and the Galio are playing the lane, to be honest, but... Let's see. Yeah, just touching on some other things in the early game. We also have to... Okay, Garen getting some great trades
Good
up.
hit going in. He's going to fling him back into himself, and there is the passive blown. So 2-account permaban already with his passive blown in that top lane. Ignite still available to that Garen. Here comes the taunt, the flash forward from Sorax, trying to get the damage out onto Clever Alias. He's going to have to back away. Trux has to burn his flash. Heal not burned. So a flash for a flash there. No other summoners burned, it looks like. So yeah.
Yeah, a bit of an irresponsible arcane shift forward by the Ezreal. The last one I said it was good because the Galio cooldowns were down because he had just engaged. But Galio cooldowns were up there, so not playing in the cooldown windows, which is a bit worrying. But I want to touch back on this Garen, who is now sitting at full health. you know, if the volley had gone Conqueror, he could have healed. Aftershock, he could have tanked. That's debatable, but the
Electrocute is
volley's
doing
getting shredded.
so
Yeah,
much in these trades.
exactly. The Electrocute is doing more damage than it should, and with the big wave that the Garen has built, I mean, it's basically 2-on-1ing this Volibear, and the Jax has already been topside, so uh, on Horizon knew that Jax would be bot side right now, so the Garen is playing with complete contempt for the jungler because he knows that Jax shouldn't be topside right now. But
And if we look at this CS disparity already in that top lane, we have a 14 CS lead on this Garen. That's going to prove to be pretty telling as we move forward in this game. Permaban going in onto Good Hit. Good Hit does have the W up. I'm not sure what that ability is called, but that's what he had up. So he gets free tank stats. It's a pretty cool little nifty trick that Garen can do. Take a tower shot and take 0 damage.
with Garen having bounced the wave and it'll reset, it'll shove into him, and now Garen shouldn't be able to be punished by the Jax. But talking about CS leads like you were talking about, the Lucian's only up 5 CS with a huge wave coming into Ezreal. We talked in the early game. We talked, pre-draft, what things we wanted to see. I wanted to see early game aggression from red side here, and the only person that I am seeing early game aggression out of is the Garen. And the only thing we talked about top side was a top jungle 2v2. So without seeing that, I want to see some attention given to the bot lane by these junglers because the Lucian Galio is not executing.
The junglers have been a complete non-factor so far. I mean, we've seen one gank. Oh, here comes Stormporo onto Weenie Head. Weenie Head does have the counter-strike. Going to ward jump out. Sorax was closing in, so able to get out without burning a summoner.
Yeah, I thought the Talia Dragons only played that pretty poorly. You saw the Jax took an inordinate amount of time to actually ward hop with his Q. So Talia could have knocked him back. I don't know why she didn't. Maybe she didn't know the range. But yeah, Jax got out alive. You were saying right before that fight, though, that the junglers have been a non-factor. And I totally agree with you. And the issue is the Jax gains way more from that than the J4. The J4 needs to be impacting the map right now. And Garen taking another great trade. Oh, actually, it's a little more fair than I thought it would be.
Going back and forth here.
Yeah. I mean, the Garen did take Ignite, but
he's got Ignite and ult, so if he wants to, he could probably kill the Volibear here.
Yeah, absolutely, and for the same reason. But the issue is the Volley has already used his TP, so he can't freely back the way he would want to.
Volibear has to be aware of that kill pressure.
Mm-hmm. Jax took his red. He's level 5. He's already taken his Krugs from before. So he should be passing
level 6, so we should be looking to see him try and go after this bot lane pretty soon.
Yeah, J4 and Galio both level 6. Talia level 7. They definitely want to get this Mountain Dragon, possibly even kill the bot lane. Just impact the map immediately. You know, Talia ulti, J4 ulti, Galio ulti. This is it. This is your time to shine. With
no more farming top lane. I'm glad that we're watching this.
Yeah. With red side's bot lane having reset, it looks like Galio might be trying to roam and maybe play to the mid lane, which sort of makes. I mean, I think the best play here is to actually dive this Volibear, but that would require execution and ignite timing. Might be easier to just go for mid, but it actually looks like they might just be going for the Mountain Drake.
Yeah, it looks like they're all going to be closing in down there. Volibear is bot side. I mean, J4 is bot side. Here comes the Jax top lane, but was spotted out by a ward. He's going to go ahead and run back into the jungle. Yeah, looks like they're going to go. They spotted Jax top side. They're going to go ahead and go on this Mountain Drake in the bot.
Yeah, and I think that's the right play as soon as you see the Jax top side. Although it looks... Okay, they were just pulling it out, yeah. I mean, the main issue is basically that the Ezreal Braum are...
Count Permaban going in onto Good Hit, and that's going to be that. I was hoping for a little extended fight there, but to no avail.
Honestly, it's... Okay. So with them securing the Mountain Drake, that's really huge because with, an AD carry like Lucian, that mid-game spike is really important.
It looks like we're going to get a fight bot lane here. Here comes the EQ, the Galio ult, the Cataclysm, that's first blood going over to Trux. The taunt going to drop onto Sorax. There's Weenie Head, there's one down. Dante Infinity flashes forward onto Clever Alias, going to get stunned. Sorax getting dangerously low, gets the W on him. There's the Essence Flux, and here comes Zkiki trying to chase down Dante Infinity. Is he going to get him? There's one more auto. Oh, he does not get it. And that's a lot of summoners getting burned in the process. Truck still has both available to him. No summoners on the side of Horizon. And that was a pretty pog fight.
Oh, okay. Might be something top lane here. I want to talk about that fight, but
running at each other.
yeah, okay. It's hard with these champions. They have a lot of movement speed. That Lucian flash was really unnecessary, but it was not punished correctly. Oh, and Volleyback gets the back off. Something to look at there was the Orianna misexecution, and I'm not here to just roast mechanical misplays, but the reason that worries me is a big thing that this Lucian has is a lot of mobility, but Ma has a lot of ways to either stop it or counter. You know, you have the volley bear knockback, if you will, the Jack stun, the Orianna displacement, the Braum stun. But if they don't execute on this properly, you know, if they don't kill the Lucian when he flashes forward, and then Orianna doesn't execute him the way she should, and he's allowed to do damage, well, I mean, you have a Mountain Drake. If they win some sort of mid-game team fight, they're going to get a lot off that. So that's a little worrying to me. But
No, I agree.
I mean, at the end of the day, I can't complain too much if I'm Ma. I have an Ezreal who's gone even in CS with the Lucian, and he's 2-0, just like the Lucian. So the Ezreal should be, you know, coming online soon, especially with the new Manamune changes.
Yeah, he's got Manamune and Sheen. At this point, he's going to outduel the Lucian because he has the completed Manamune and Sheen. The changes to Manamune are like not balanced, so yeah, Ezreal's really strong right now. We had going in on a good hit. Good hit does have ult available. There's the Cataclysm, and he's going to drop. In the meantime, Storm Poro is going to fall as well. 2-account Permaban and Zkiki trying to chase down the Garen as we look bot lane. And here we go, top lane. Good hit trying to escape with his life. And we'll see if they can catch him here. He's trying to get back. Zkiki's just trying to stay as far away as possible. He knows he has that ultimate available. He's trying to go in. And the bite comes out. Couple more autos, and he's going to fall. the BM minion auto attacks.
Yeah, really strange fight. Started by a really strange flash from Weenie Head. Seems like he didn't understand his flash Q range. But great job by Stormport to actually turn around and go in on Jax to kill him. But now we're looking at the bot lane here. It's really rough right now, honestly. I thought I liked Horizon's comp. I just thought that it would require early game. Oh, maybe a fight. Oh, Ezreal
flash from Trucks.
Yeah, so I really liked Horizon's comp here. You know, Lucian Galio combined it with the J4, even add the Talia. I really like that, and it's not like they've lost the game, but they're down.
Zorax going in onto this bot lane. Trucks just barely getting out of the range of that stun. Clever Alias getting taken dangerously low, going to drop the Glacial. Oh my god, the Fisher. There's the heal, and oh my god, True Shot Barrage. Zorax trying to get out with his life. Trucks is going to pick it up on a killing spree now, trying to chase down this Lucian. Lucian's going to get out with his life, and that was a really clutch heal by Trucks there.
A really clutch heal, and I think the Lucian is cosplaying Lee Sin because that ulti it looked like it was shot by a blind person, honestly. But like what I was talking about before that whole fight started is, I mean, it goes in line with what we just saw. Horizon is not executing on the early game advantages they have. When you're losing Lucian, I mean, I know the Manamune changes were big and Ezreal strong, but you saw with like the Lucian ulti and their inability to engage on an Ezreal who had burnt Flash before that fight. They're just not executing the early game well. So now I'm worried about, you know, the Orianna, who she's soon gonna hit her Luden's Echo, you know, item spike. The Talia is as well, but Orianna's going to do a lot of damage, especially with Jax being a really good ball handler, as same as Orianna. I mean, a Volley Bear. And this Ezreal's really starting to do damage. I mean, you saw how much damage that True Shot Barrage did.
Oh, yeah. It's like I was saying, you know, the 2-item power spike is not even 2 items anymore. It's literally just Sheen and Manamune. That's your spike on Ezreal now. Good hit, and Permaban just kind of wet noodle fighting each other. They both have Sunfire capes. They're just like, I'm going to burn you. No, I'm going to burn you. And that's the whole, like, top lane dynamic right now.
I'm actually surprised the Garen went for Sunfire Cape item first. I thought Black Cleaver was a traditional item. I don't know. Would you know more about that? What do you think about that?
Well, I build Garen like I take
Oh,
I take Predator or Phase Rush, and I rush Triforce on Garen. So
okay, okay. So you're a bit of a unique player. You're a what is meta sort of player. Uh, no, I understand that there's a lot of different Garen builds. The
I
Sunfire
also
might be
play
fun.
him mid. I don't play him
Yeah.
top. So.
Okay, okay, okay. We see Weenie
Weenie
Head here
Head
trying
going
to kill.
in onto Good Hit. There's the counter strike. Gets the Conqueror procs. He's getting dangerously low. Good Hit does not have his ultimate available. Is going to escape with his life. I'm a little concerned that Jax has Blue Smite and Blood Razor as opposed to Red Smite and a Cinder Hulk. But what do I know?
Yeah, it's tough to assess, because Jack's jungle is already so rarely seen, and I don't think it's ever seen in competitive, but even in high elo. So it looks like they're just trying to make Volibear the tank.
Oh,
And
the True Shot Barrage. Here's the Glacial Fisher, but he's all by himself. Volibear TP's in, trying to get the damage out. The Galio ulti just barely misses as he flashes out, and they're going to try and chase this down. That Iceborne Gauntlet going to slow them down. Dragon's only getting taken dangerously low. Sorax going to have to flash out. 2 accounts permaban trying to get in there. Gets the slow. Truck's going to pick up the kill. He is on a rampage. Storm Poro trying to get in. Trucks is going to fall to that Talia, so that is a big shutdown for that mid laner.
yeah, that was really good. Something we'd already seen in the fight previous. Storm Poro is doing such a good job at re-engaging fights when he realizes that they can be won. And because I'm talking about Storm Poro, I might as well touch on the builds that I was addressing earlier. It looks like they're going for damage J4. So normally you would go damage Garen and tank J4 in this sort of situation, but it looks like J4 is going to go Warrior Black Cleaver. So they've decided to designate Garen as a tanky, match or push to the Volibear, and then the Jax is going damage to sort of match the J4. But touching on that fight, the Ezreal was doing so much. If he hadn't overextended at the end, which we already knew that might be a habit of his in the laning phase with his ease, he was doing so much damage. Even though he built Sork shoes, despite having no AP as far as I can tell, the old build used to wait to build Sork shoes until you had some sort of AP. So unless I'm mistaken, that's a terrible build choice, and he's still doing an incredible amount of damage. And that Iceborne Gauntlet advantage you talked about in the draft phase with, you talked about kite ability, but now that they're winning, Maw's actually winning this, early mid game, they're actually able to run down Horizon Gaming and get so much in these team fights.
Oh yeah,
But
and like it's crazy because the gold disparity doesn't really tell the story of how the game's been going. This game is completely even in gold.
yeah, it is even in gold, but the issue is when you just look at the champions being played. Oh, okay.
Here comes, oh my god, the Shockwave trying to get the kill. Storm Poro trying to escape with his life. Volibear just attacking these minions, trying to get so much damage out. Good Hit's like, nah, I'm gonna run at you now. That dude is so tanky.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
yeah,
building
absolutely.
Black Cleaver now, by the way.
Okay, so I get. Oh.
He flashes in onto the Orianna, going to pick up the kill with that Electrocute R proc. That's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage.
Trying to get the trade onto him. Dragon's only. Here comes Sorax trying to get the taunt onto Clever Alias, but he's going to W out to safety. Dragon's only maybe caught out. No, Weenie Head is not going to engage. 2 account permaban trying to get the. He gets the knockback and the slow on a Good Hit, but does get that passive activated. There's a 3-man back in the bot lane. Thanks for showing us that.
Yeah, that was a great execute on Orianna. Yeah, you're right. It looks like Garen might be going for the cleaver, but that's a bit strange because then that delays hysterics and or deadmans. So I guess I just don't agree with the Sunfire item. I think he should have gone another item. But no, that was a great play on the Orianna. Looks like they might get the mid tier 1 right here. Oh.
He went for it.
Yeah. I'm a bit. I don't like the fact that they didn't actually get a Rift Herald, but yeah, we were talking about the even gold. When you look at the champions that red side has versus blue side has, if they don't get a great comp, if they don't get a great team fight, the Galio keeps just barely missing his ultis. The Talia ultis haven't really. I don't know if I've honestly remembered one. Game has been paused. So
Yeah, looks like
if red team isn't up 3,000 gold or so, they're losing. So by being even in gold, you can just say they're roughly down 3,000 gold. And also just I want to touch back on the Ezreal build. I was just checking while we were having all the hectic team fights. So the Sork boots do enhance his damage. He doesn't need AP for it. It's just magic damage. But the issue is he needs to hit his. It's hard to explain. I guess I'm thinking in the old Ezreal. With the new Ezreal, with the mana immune, I guess the Sork boots are the right build there. So I guess I just want to talk to you about this. Has the Ezreal just completely outscaled the Lucian now?
Yep. It's not even close anymore.
So then, what can Horizon Gaming do to win an actual 5v5 team fight? They've lost almost every 5v5 team fight that we've seen. They're only winning these skirmishes where the Garen is allowed to flex his strength and the Ezreal isn't there.
Dump gold into your mid laner. It's pretty much your win condition. Understand that your Garen is fed. Have Garen run at them, and keep your Talia alive.
Yeah, I definitely could see that. I guess my only issue is, it's just, I think Garen. Do you think the Garen should frontline the team fight, or should he try to backline? So if the J4 goes on the Ezreal tries to get away, and then the Garen executes. Do you think that's because after what he did to the Orianna, we see he does a lot of damage to the backline, even though he's mostly tank items right now.
I feel like they're the only way that they need to fight right now. They're forcing too much, and that's why they're losing because they're trying to dive super hard onto the backline. If they just fight front to back, it's a pretty free fight for them because Volibear is super behind on gold right now. Like
okay,
I'm pretty sure if you look at the gold disparity, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, Volibear is almost 2K down right now in gold. Like he's not that tanky. You can shred him pretty easily with Blade of the Ruined King, and once you have Black Cleavers completed, he's like completely worthless. And you have triple ignite on top of that. If you just fight front to back instead of just diving into the back line, it's literally like a free game.
Yeah, I could see that. I guess this just comes down to Horizon Gaming. I don't know. I just feel like most of this game has been Horizon Gaming not understanding the win condition of their team.
Yeah, for sure.
They got the Garen ahead, but like I don't feel like they've done anything special. The Garen just one man, he just went God mode on that Orianna. He is 1v2ing these attempted ganks by Weenie Head. And actually mentioning Weenie Head, I think he's honestly been non-existent so far. He just keeps getting re-engaged on and dying. But he is going to scale up. He has those Trinity Force components. What do you think about that, Jax, as we hit the 20-minute mark?
I don't like Blood Razor Jax.
Yeah, I could totally see it. I mean, you can see the lack of tankiness whenever the J4 turns back onto him. Whether it's turret shots assisting him or another teammate, the Jax is getting melted pretty fast. But I don't know, with Conqueror, maybe if the Jax gets the Trinity Force and maybe, his next item, Sterix Gauge, Spirit Shojin, maybe he could match that Garen that Volibear is not able to right now.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see that as we move into the later stages of the game. But even then, like, if he doesn't time his Counter-Strike properly and he gets queued by the Garen, he's just dead. So, I don't know.
Especially with that Electrocute on Garen. That's a lot of burst damage.
Yeah, I kind of like that rune. I'm going to start taking that.
Being inspired in this game here. And it looks like now Good Hit has left the game. Because initially the issue was Ezreal, as far as I know.
Yep.
Okay, so we're taking turns leaving the game, just like we take turns inting. I like this, taking turns. This is what I was taught. I don't know. Looking through the rest of the game, the Orianna definitely doing well. Looks like if she builds a Seekers from that cloth armor, that could be part of the advantage that you were talking about. Talia should try to build. Talia has Oblivion Orb, so if Orianna goes Seekers for at least one mid-game team fight or skirmish, Talia is going to be doing significantly more damage than Orianna. Maybe they play around that. And what do you think about, I guess, Baron? Because we're at 20 minutes. Baron's pretty much spawning the instant we get back into the game. And Ma is almost entirely on the bot side. Do you think that the J4 being on top side and the Garen, if they get vision for this Baron, I guess I'm asking you, what do you think is going to happen around this Baron? Could they sneak it? Should they just do the 5v5 team fight like you said? Should they do it in a narrow corridor? What do you think?
I mean, judging by how these like objectives have gone so far, like the dragons, they've just been like both dragons were basically like free, so they literally got them for like nothing. So I would be surprised if they don't like have a similar thing happen with Baron where they just don't have any vision on it and they kill it and nothing happens.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
actually a good point. I maybe the second dragon was a little more contested, but that first dragon was absolutely free, and there is zero vision on it from blue side right now. So, yeah, I think for you, you made it clear you think 5v5 front to front team fight. Horizon Gaming can still win, especially if they make use of that Talia and Garen. For me, I think while that might not be entirely true, they do have a win condition in that they have the better objective control. They have the better vision. They have a vision in that uh, top side quadrant that you can see near the volley bear. If the volley bear tried to walk up, he would be seen. So I think Horizon Gaming needs to use their vision control, sneak or steal, whatever you want to call it, get that Baron, and try to use that to push their advantage. But we're still paused here, so we'll see what they do with it. And Ezreal reconnects.
Okay.
But
He's
the
reconnecting.
Garen, is the Garen still gone? That's the question. So how's your day been today?
It's been great, dude.
That's good. That's good. Oh man, are you gonna go see Detective Pikachu?
I don't know, dude. I'm probably just gonna pirate it.
You heard it here first, team, and we are back in game. That is the magic phrase. Oh, yeah.
I just skipped. Did you skip?
I'm at 2012. That's what you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So we see Ma Gaming's jungler.
All right, here comes Red going on to Baron, trying to secure vision for it. Weenie Head is taking blue buff. Counter-Strike is now down. Good hit. Trying to go in. Gets the smite. There's the Cataclysm after the flash. And looks like Weenie Head's going to fall. The Ignite may be able to kill him. Is he going to die? Yes, he dies to Sorax. Sorax going to die to second account permaban. And that's a 2-for-1 in the top side jungle. Support for top and jungle. Take that trade any day.
Yeah, we said the top jungle 2v2 would be really important this game. We were implying it was early game, but 21 minutes, 5 minutes, it's the same thing. The Garen and the J. I really love the Galio approach and taunt there, by the way. I know I've been talking down on that bot lane as a whole, but I really love that. And actually, you can see the Ezreal's doing almost no damage to this Garen, and he's actually engaged upon.
Ezreal going to get EQ'd on, and it looks like that's going to be that as he Arcane shifts himself to safety.
For this Talia, instead of immediately queuing any target that the J4 CC'd, I want to see the Talia move up, put her own CC down, and actually get the target killed. A lot of free kills have been given up because of the Talia's mis-execution. I think 2 or 3, but it's hard to tell from seeing the scoreboard. But either way, as a whole, Horizon Gaming look like they've secured Baron vision, completely.
Yeah, they got complete vision control on the top side of the map.
But now they're moving bot side.
Here comes the dragon fight.
Doesn't look like he'll be.
Oh, Weenie has to secure that by himself. Going on to good hit, getting stunned. Gets the Braum passive onto him, but that's going to be that as he gets out to safety. That W gives him a lot of tenacity. Here comes the flip side, second account permaban, trying to find an engage here. So it's like, I have a taunt.
Yeah, that's
I guess.
bit strange. Horizon Gaming lost a dragon. I mean, they could have just gone for the Baron rush if nothing else. But Ma will get to push mid lane while Garen does get the bot tier 1. So not all hope is lost. But Talia getting.
Dragon's only getting taken dangerously low here. There's the Glacial Fissure. Is it going to be enough? Yes. Second account permaban does have that passive going. He does not ignite it. He is putting out serious damage. Trucks on the flip side. There's another kill. Permaban going to fall, but in the meantime, Sorax is going to fall as well. Trucks trying to get the damage out onto Good Hit. Good Hit trying to get himself to safety. Throws the ult and ignite down onto the Braum. Braum is going to fall as well. And there is 3 for 4. No, 2 for 4. 2 for 4.
Yeah, oh man, I would like to make a wish. Really strange fight there because with Horizon Gaming having their mid-tier 1, there was never any threat of them losing Baron control after they just secured it a minute prior. So basically in their head, they should know that this mid-tier 1 was really important. Yeah, Dragons Only, who I was just critiquing before for misexecution on the offensive side, landing CC, misplayed defensively and got caught out with the, I think, Braum stunt, the Braum slow, and then the Volley Bear engage. And that Volley Bear, while it was terrible in lane and is still down 70 CS, is really showing how it's a reliable engage. And the Garen just late to that team fight, but it was an unplanned one, so I can't say I blame the Garen.
Get off my pink ward!
The supports whack each other here. But yeah, I mean, Horizon Gaming still has Baron control. Ma didn't actually do anything to take it away. They just cleared a pink ward. So they're showing their lack of objective control that they've showed all throughout the game, and that's the win condition I'm seeing for Horizon Gaming. I will say though, 8 assists for the Orianna, definitely getting kill stealed. I would report my teammates.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what the new Ezreal builds because I so rarely see him. He has the Lost Chapter that I would expect out of something like Archangels, but he also has a Blasting one and a Vamp Scepter. Do you?
Yeah, you go Echoes now.
Okay, Luden's Echo.
Yeah, because you can't do double tier anymore.
Yeah.
Echoes is like the next closest alternative for the AP side of your build. Because it gives you mana, AP, all that stuff.
So instead of finishing Luden's immediately, do you think it was the right idea for him to get that Vamp Scepter, get that sustain?
He's been sitting on that Vamp Scepter for a while. That was in his build before he got anything.
Okay. I guess he really just valued that sustain just to semi-match the Lucian Bork for those 2v2s and skirmishes. Okay, now finally, Ma does move in, try to clear out some vision, but
there's a red buff. Surprised they're not giving that to the carry.
They're
going to
starting
start
the
Baron here.
But the Ezreal's not on it right now, which...
Here comes Volibear. Truck's going to get in on this too. Stormporo going in, gets the Cataclysm. Here comes the Bullet. And that... maybe a little overzealous there. He's going to fall as well. Second account, Permaban picking up a kill for himself. It looks like this is going to be a clean ace. Good Hit is still mid lane. They're going to clean up and get this Baron and 4 kills.
I'm not going to call any of that clean, but you know what? You get what you earn. Great job by Ma. They got the 4 kills. They got the Baron. We were surprised they started it. And now I just don't see a way that Zero Horizon is going to come back to this game. So this is a question I sort of posed to, a sort of conundrum that I posted in the draft. What does the Jax do now that he has Baron buff? Does he split push? Does he group with the team? Do they do 1-3-1? How do they actually set up this these lane assignments?
To Garen here, trying to get the stun down. It's going to drop. The Redemption going to give him quite a bit of HP. They're going to go ahead and just back up.
Yeah, and Garen actually leaves that fight higher HP than Volibear, despite being in a 1v2. Mostly due to the Volibear's complete lack of items due to the lack of CS. But so now after this Mountain Drake, I want to ask you, what do you think they should, Ma should do? Because the way I'm looking at it, because the Volibear's so behind and has so little gold, the Jax should actually be the split pusher, and the Volibear can serve as a quasi jungler and just the engage for the team.
That's exactly what they should do. Every time they have Garen out there, they need to throw Jax out to match.
Oh, and the Garen does huge damage to that mid tier too, though.
Jeez Louise.
Let's see if they're...
Let's see what happens. Here comes Weenie Head, all by himself on a Good Hit, doing some... Holy crap. Good Hit doing some serious damage to him. There's the Glacial Fisher. I was choked. Oh wow, that Luden's Echo doing serious damage. Storm Portal trying to go in on the Trucks. Trucks picks up another kill. Here comes Volibear though. Volibear, the Sterax is going to proc. Good hit getting taken dangerously low, not going to fall. Here comes Storm Portal trying to get the Cataclysm onto the Orianna. Here comes Ezreal though. Ezreal putting out serious damage onto the enemy team. Dragon's only just throwing out as much as he can. Triple kill going over to Trucks on that Ezreal.
Yep. I don't know. Do I just say 80 carry difference? I haven't had to say that in a long while, honestly. The Garen was doing huge amounts of damage. Completely destroyed that Jax, but the Ezreal's just too strong. You said it yourself. The Luden's Echo is doing a ridiculous amount of damage.
I told you, Ezreal's stupid busted right now.
Boys, you heard it. Abuse him. Play solo queue. I don't know. I've been saving my mental for these casts. I honestly don't know I mean, the Lucian has picked up the mortal wounds for the Volibear. You know, you remember that mid-game team fight near the tier 1 where the Volibear just ulted and sustained all the damage because he wasn't ignited. So that's changed. The Volibear did die in that team fight, but I don't know. I think the onus is now on the J4 and the Talia to kill this Ezreal. That is how I see Horizon Gaming having a chance in this game. The Garen is doing work. Could he position better, flank better? Obviously, but he is doing what's required of him. And so now I just want to see the J4 and even the Galio, the J4 Galio, like work together in tandem, or the Talia, or all three of them.
Another DC?
To kill this Ezreal, but there's another pause. But it looks like it might not be too long because the Garen did just reconnect. And now you see Ma's up about 3k gold. And if you subscribe to my train of thought where I mentioned earlier that Horizon Gaming should want to be around at least 3k gold up, it's almost a 6k gold difference, if even more, just in terms of power difference. You know, we're not measuring gold difference, but power difference here. The Jax has Spear, Shojin, the Orianna, strange item choice, but in Leandry's tournament, but she has completed that item. So Talia
I hate to cut you off, man.
Mhm.
But you mentioned the word subscribe. And speaking of the word subscribe, here at Risen Esports, we do have a subscribe button. Now, if you have Twitch Prime, you can link your Twitch Prime account, your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch, thus creating Twitch Prime and giving you a free subscription to any channel of your choosing. That could be thrown at Risen Esports. Oh yeah, and also follow the stream. Haha, yes, do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right,
I mean,
unpause incoming.
Oh, and unpause incoming. But if you think about it, happiness is what we all want in life. Fiestas are fun. Risen, we want to show you a fiesta every day of your weekend. So if you subscribe, you're basically paying for incredibly fun fiesta. But Galio ulti coming out, bit unneeded, but you got to do what you got to do.
Paying for the fiesta without the corona.
Yes, that's. In fact, I think that's a better deal. I would pay someone to take Coronas away from me. The Ezreal is doing so much damage, and now he has the Cutlass to it, so it looks like he's going towards the Bork, which is going to help him a lot.
Maybe in the bad spot here. Here comes the Talia ulti.
Bit of a zoning ulti, I guess.
Was he trying to trap his own teammate? Not really sure about that one.
Yeah. I mean, in draft, I failed a lot of my picks, guys, but you gotta remember, a lot of these champions aren't ones they normally play. I mean, like the Talia, I didn't really expect it, and I just don't see why it was picked, honestly.
Talia's hella fun. That's
totally fun.
Here comes the Glacial Fisher. Jax going to get taunted by Sorax. On the flip side, Garen trying to get the engage going.
Oh!
And there it is. Here comes the team fight. Holy crap, what is happening? Good hit is going to fall. The Volibear getting the regen. Weenie Head going in, getting a double kill for himself. And Ghost Portal is going to fall as well. Triple kill going over to that Jax. And that is going to end that team fight. An ace for Horizon.
Oh, that should be the end of the game. I mean, the Orianna ulti, I kept saying the Orianna ultis weren't that great. That was a great Orianna ulti. Talia, Dragons only, big respect, completely missing the knockback.
And it looks like that's gonna be the game. So
Yeah, that is gonna be the game.
GG to both sides.
We have to just point this out. 19 assists on this Orianna. You people are not respecting your mid laners.
Hella KSing.
We can grief you at any time we want. Show us some respect here. Come on, people.
All right, there it goes. Look at that free cam. Oh, it looks so good.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
It's like when you spin in your chair around a certain object and you're like, look at all these angles. Big shout out to our streamer, man. All I want to say is I don't see Joe doing this. Joe, you got to step your game up, okay?
All right, guys, we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a brief intermission as we move into game 2. Stay tuned. We got more action coming at you.
Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running low. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running low. Keep running low. Running low.
Alright guys, welcome back to our Rampage Open Week 7 matchup between Obsidian Horizon and Make-A-Wish Foundation. We're moving into our pro draft. We see Hecarim and Amumu, same bans as last time. Looks like they're going to hover the J4 ban, as that was picked last game as well. See if that comes through. No, they're going to elect for the Ezreal. Yep, the Ezreal's going to get banned out. Garen banned out on the flip side. They did not like that. Zig's getting banned out too, so no surprises so far.
Yep, maybe finish out with the Yasuo ban like last time, but could see something else. I definitely like the Ezreal ban. Ma's jungler didn't impress me enough to the point that I don't think they need all those jungler bans. I think banning something like the Ezreal and limiting the 80
There's that Morgana. They're gonna first pick the Jax again.
Yeah, I guess flex it again.
But this is for the other team.
Yeah, right? Yeah. It's actually stolen away by Horizons because Ma first picked it last time.
Yeah.
With Obsidian Horizon taking away the Jax, I'm gonna put it out there. I think that's a top lane Jax, just because Obsidian Horizon usually likes to put their top laner on a split pusher and their jungler on a team fighter. Ma responds with the Nami. That's something that was banned against them last time these two teams played. Not the first game, but I guess something, Ma just wanted to pick up the Nami here. Wonder if they'll pick up the AD carry here. We mentioned before the Caitlyn. Oh, the Lucian, okay. So they take away the Lucian.
Nami Lucian.
Kai'Sa. Okay, yeah, this is good. Kai'Sa Nautilus. Okay, so we've seen
a Nautilus mid.
Okay, it definitely could be, and I definitely know. I think they picked it as a flex, but we've seen a lot of Kai'Sa Nautilus at MSI, and with Nautilus, providing Kai'Sa passive stacks, I think that's actually a really strong bot lane 2v2, especially if the Nami misses a bubble. So I like that Obsidian Horizon's not afraid to fight bot lane 2v2, and there's that Volibear.
They got faith in their boy, dude.
Yeah, so Ma, if I'm trying to remember right, Ma is picking the Volibear again. They lost the Jax, but they kept the Volibear. Could still be a jungle Volibear, but
Yasuo picked up, or Yasuo banned here, I mean.
Orianna banned, surprising.
That Orianna did really well last game.
Maybe a J4 ban here from Ma. Or Aatrox. Aatrox. Oh, so they think the Jax is a flex. Because Obsidian Horizon's top laner does play a lot of Aatrox.
Aatrox is pretty busted too right now.
Well, if you listen to Hash, once he's done into my games, he's playable now. So, God. Sorry, I'm just triggered a lot tonight, guys. Might be. We see the Kled ban. That's actually something that Ma's jungler plays.
Is jungle Kled?
Yeah, he plays a lot of jungle Kled. What is meta, man? And there's the Nunu. Okay. So, Ma actually, their jungler usually is on the carry. Oh, okay, yeah. So Ma usually likes to put the junglers on a carry jungler, so this Nunu is a bit step away from that. We'll see how that works. Last game it was a Jax jungle, so you can see the change. Nautilus mid, just like you mentioned, which is why Ma picked the jungler first. They wanted to see if that Nautilus was supported mid. Kai'Sa Braum is still a really strong bot side 2v2 though. And there's the Camille. Okay. So we are going to okay. Yeah. I am going to spitball at you people solo because you don't want to hear my freestyle. And I'm looking at this draft, and Ma rounds out the comp with Syndra. So on blue side, we have Obsidian Horizons with Kai'Sa AD carry, Braum support, Nautilus mid, no problem. And this Camille and Jax, you feel free to talk about it. I know they buffed Camille recently to give her back her attack speed, so she can be jungle now. And then on red side, Ma has Lucian Nami bot lane, Volley top, Nunu jungle, and Syndra mid. And actually, so I saw this Syndra versus Nautilus matchup in a Challenger game. I casted one, and the Syndra was Challenger, and the Nautilus was like D2. And it just does not matter. You have to be so much more skilled as a Syndra to beat the Nautilus mid when the jungler comes. So if Obsidian Horizon play towards their mid jungle 2v2, this Syndra would literally have to be Challenger to stop that from happening. So I'm really excited about what that mid lane is going to look like.
Dude, I mean, think about it. Zkiki went 0-1-19 last game. He's capable of carrying on a challenger level.
Had we thought he might go 0-19-1 this game. One thing to mention though is that the Nautilus is, well, he does go Aftershock. He's not, incredibly tanky early game. So the Syndra Nunu can still kill the Nautilus and dictate how the lane goes. But no, I remember watching and we said a lot of the same things. If Syndra plays it, executes way better, they can stop the Nautilus engage. But it just hits a point, especially post level 6, where the Syndra has to position so well to not die. And it's not just a Nautilus and jungler combo. Then you add the Braum in there, you add the Jax in there, you add the Kai'Sa who can ult in on all this CC. I'm really liking what Obsidian Horizon's done here, but you tell me your thoughts.
I'm really confused about why he keeps locking in Volibear top. I guess they won that last game, so whatever. But
did they win it because of him or in spite of him?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah, it actually does look like it's Camille top and Jax jungle, so that's that. We talked about last game, so I'm not going to rehash it too much, but Jax jungle isn't terrible early game as long as Storm Poro pilots it the right way. I want to remind everyone, Storm Poro picked Jax jungle last game and then just mostly power farm until level 5 or level 6. So I want to see him correct that and really go. And it's Camille top, so there's 2 lanes. Both the solo lanes are super volatile, and this Jax should look to gank. So that's what I want to see here. Just let the Kai'Sa Braum farm it out. Like, you could play the Kai'Sa Braum, but there's no point in doing so, in my opinion.
Yeah, look. Okay, here's my stance. Okay, if you let this game get to late game, Obsidian Horizon should completely wax Maw. Like, it shouldn't even be close post 25 minutes. If the early game goes their way, right?
Yeah.
Or
And
even if the early game goes even, there's no reason that they should lose this game based on comps.
Yeah, not only comps, but this is pretty much what we said last time, right? It was flipped. Obsidian Horizon had the early game comp and Maw had the scaling comp. Obsidian Horizons was only able to go even slightly losing. And once it hit 20-25 minutes, the game was pretty much over.
Right.
Personally, I'm looking at Maw's bot lane. They somehow won a 2v2 with Ezreal Braum versus Lucian Galio. So if they're able to be as good on the offense as they're on the defense, maybe that Lucian Nami can start snowballing. But their top laner, both in the champion they picked and the person piloting it with this huge CS step, he almost got Flame Horizon. And, you already mentioned Volibear top, especially him going Grasp. This is not a great pick. So Maw, I think, is going to get abused in top and mid because of the Syndra pick. But I'm looking for Maw's bot lane to maybe make this a competitive game. But yeah, you're right. If it gets to 25-30 minutes, no matter how good Trux is going to be at Lucian, Dante's Kai'Sa should just be able to do more damage.
Yeah, but we saw in that last game, it's just 80 carry difference. So we'll see if that's a similar experience here.
I do indeed remember complaining about that. Yeah, we're probably about 3 minutes behind for spectator delay. I don't know. What is your prediction going into this game? Because Maw is up 1-0, and these are 2 of the best teams in Rampage Open right now in terms of record. What do you think is going to happen in this game? Who do you think is going to win?
I think Maw takes it. I want to say Obsidian Horizon, based on comps, but I don't know. I got faith in my boy Trux.
Yeah, I am gonna pick Obsidian Horizons. I think I'm 0 for 6 in Risen predictions. I don't think you can go 0 for 7. Clearly, I'm gonna be right. This is gonna be a best of 3. I have faith. But for now, I think we go to a short intermission.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to our Rampage Open Week 7 Game 2 Make-A-Wish Foundation versus Obsidian Horizon. We are moving in to this game. Make-A-Wish Foundation did take game 1, so we'll see if they look for the sweep here or if we get a little game 3 action going. See what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, it's really tough. Make a Wish did win the first game. The comps are pretty switched around. Make a Wish has the earlier, team comp. Syndra definitely skills, but the Lucian Nami definitely wants to win that early game. Obsidian Horizons picked the Camille top here. Normally the rune of choice is press the attack, but good hit is the genius innovator who came up with electrocute Garen the last game. So I'm looking for some spicy solo kills with this Halo Blades Camille. So basically, Obsidian Horizons playing towards their top lane and their mid lane with this Nautilus mid, and Ma playing towards their bot lane and trying to just accelerate the pace of the game. Win bot lane, get the dragon, play around those Rift Heralds, play in the corridors, win this game, get that 2-0. But I don't know. It'll be an interesting game for sure.
We'll see what pans out.
Yeah.
And looks like both junglers are starting on the bot side of the map.
Yeah. But so with Nunu starting bot side at his blue buff, what I want to see from him actually is he could look to early gank and change the flow of the way that this game is meant to be played. So if he can actually get that Camille behind, or getting the Nautilus behind would be difficult, but maybe the Nautilus or the Camille.
Oh, look at the aftershock.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he switched. Okay, so 2 accounts permabanned played Grasp Volley last game, and I flamed him for it. You thought Conquer was the best rune. I don't think it's bad, but I was looking for an Aftershock, and he switched to Aftershock. So at least a better rune in my opinion.
Yeah,
and
better,
it's
definitely better for laning than the Grasp. That's
yeah, and it looks like it's helping him in those trades against Camille. Yeah,
I don't know how much it's
actually
gonna help him as it moves later because of that true damage. But we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. But he's fighting in the Camille's wave though, so he could just die here.
There's the passive.
Yeah.
And another instance of this Volibear having to flash away.
So there's that Nunu gang.
Only getting engaged on here. Going to Q to safety. So the flash and Q to get out. No summoners burned on the flip side. So we have a little bit of movement in this game here.
Yeah. With Syndra building that big wave and having such a high HP pool, the Nunu did exact. Oh, and he's
here comes
executing.
The Nunu onto good hits. Doesn't quite get the... Oh, the Jax comes in. The Sun onto the permaban. He does not have his passive. Here comes the Ignite. Going to drop onto Weenie Head. Are they going to be able to chase this out? There's the flash. Oh, and he does not get the auto off. The Nunu barely escaping with his life.
Yeah, I was just praising the Nunu for doing what I thought he actually should based on his pathing in the jungle. He impacted the mid lane because remember I said the Jax and the Nautilus should be looking to kill that Syndra, and the Syndra just has to try to survive, but the Nunu really getting that Syndra ahead. So that's a great job. I also mentioned the Nunu could get the Volibear ahead and look to put the Camille behind. But I think maybe just because of the missing health from Nunu from that mid lane gank, or just it didn't work out too well because the Jax was there, the Camille actually gets that kill and gets the back for double longsword and rejuve bead, which is obviously going into Tiamat. So that Camille could definitely look to snowball this lane at this point.
But here comes Trucks. Nope. There's a wall.
Nautilus has shoved that mid lane in, so he should look to reset after this wave most likely. Nunu's on the top side. Nunu could actually look to gank Camille here. I think that's what I'd like to see from the Nunu at this point. He's cleared most of his camps, but that river there is vision for blue team in that river, so it'd be hard to pull off.
Fight with no... What? Getting a little triggered by the Volibear. Dragon's only going to get stunned. There is the knockup, and that boy is dead. Zikiki picking up a kill for himself.
Yep, the Nautilus needed to reset. He didn't. Like I said, I wanted the Nunu to gank top. He couldn't. I thought he wouldn't be able to gank mid, but Nautilus was there. So that's a great job from the Nunu. I think Weenie Head did a really poor job passing last game, but he's doing a great job at passing this game. the early game ganks, and the Camille coming out ahead in that trade, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't even need the second proc of the true damage to win that trade. So pretty hefty buy on that 2 longswords. Giving
Yeah,
us
definitely.
significant damage.
Yep. The Volibear, hard to tell with just a cloth armor, but presumably he's gonna go for the Sunfire cape from last game. But with the Camille's true damage, I don't know if it's gonna be enough. So, but a fight
He
happening
just
here in the
got
bottom.
himself bubbled with the shield.
The
That would have missed if he didn't shield it.
Yep, but the Kaisa is at an HP and mana disadvantage, so we'll see how long. I mean, the Kaisa is only down a few CS though, so for all the 80, oh, the Nunu coming here though.
Here comes the lane gank. Biggest snowball ever. He just got himself knocked up, got himself stunned, and he is going to fall to the red smite. Sprite Bunny going to pick it up with the ignite. Truck's getting dangerously low, going to have to burn heal. And oh my god, that tower damage.
Tower's OP, man. That is gonna allow the Kaisa to farm that wave uncontested, so she's not gonna be down significantly in CS. And Lucian did only get the assist, and Nami kill stole, as all supports do. But the Nunu, I mean, I'm touching on this before. I want to give credit to him because I was flaming him a bit that last game. Oh, but the Jax coming in here.
The Jax and the flash out, but the hook lands. Oh my god! Is he challenger? You were talking about this.
Absolutely challenger. Like I was telling you, I have fallen to D3, and it's because mid laners like this are completely outplaying me and my amazing NA jungler. The Syndra ulti truly challenger. Oh, and there's my jungler.
Stun going on the weenie head. He gets dangerously low, but he's just barely gonna get out. We have another blue smite Jax, by the way.
Yeah. Hey man, more power to him.
I don't like it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Doesn't Nautilus get the cannon here? Nice, nice. This is riveting laning right here, by the way.
I'm really enjoying this one. This has been a good one so far.
Oh, that hit. Oh, that actually could have been a kill, but Camille and
here comes the hook shot. He cancels it with the E. They're still gonna. Wow. I don't know who's winning.
I mean, you'd like to think the Camille would with the 2 longsword advantage. That's a bit of an issue, but Jack's clearing out vision. So
I'm watching these trades happen. They come out completely even. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. So I remember I flamed the Jax too. So Storm Poro, he was power farming and completely invisible on the map as a J4 last
here
game.
Comes the fight top lane. The ultimate going to drop. Both of them ulting onto each other. The ignite getting the healing out. The flash away from the hookshot, but the flash on top of him going to finish that kill. So a solo kill for Good Hit.
Yeah. Top difference. I have said that a lot. But no, I thought it was really well played. But both flashes down for the top laners. So with no TP up for Volibear, they're both going to have to walk back into this lane. But okay, I'm not going to touch on that lane advantage. But Camille has finished that Tiamat, so look for the Camille to shove that lane out, and now look to roam. Maybe play with the Nautilus and the Jax to kill that Challenger Syndra, because as we all know, Challenger Syndras can 1v2, but 1v3 is a completely different matter.
True. You got a point there.
Yeah, exactly. But the Syndra is up 20 CS. That's a great job. I'm gonna go flame that Challenger Syndra I casted before because he wasn't able to pull this off. But I was talking about the junglers. I love what Weenie Head's doing with the jungle pathing, impacting all the lanes. Even though he's not getting kills, after the first few ganks, he's throwing those snowballs bot lane, and he's just keeping that Kaisa Braum trapped in their little, corner or nook of the bot lane. So they're not getting any vision on the dragon, not getting any vision in the river for their mid lane. So
what defines a nook and what is a cranny?
So maybe like a cranny is like, if you think about it, like a cranberry, right? So a cranberry is like,
yeah, I'm thinking about it,
1/4 the size of a strawberry. So a cranny is like a 1/4 the size of the total thing you're talking.
Okay.
So I think that's how I define cranny. And nook is like, it's like a book, right? But
okay.
But smaller. So okay, so like if you took a book and you put it up to your screen and compared it to the lane, like that's how much like a nook is. But a small book. Like those pocket books. Yeah, like a pocket book. So I think that's how I define it, but I don't know.
Let's get back to the game.
Yeah. No, this is the stuff.
Dragons only keeps mistiming his shield. Oh, the stun just barely missing there. But these spheres are dropping. The dark spheres are getting down, and he's shielding after the damage has been already dealt. So little mistiming there. We'll see if he picks that up later.
It's about the sentimentality, you know. He's like, oh, I remember. Oh, okay, fight happening right here. Oh, wow.
Man, doing serious damage. Here comes the culling. Dropping. Oh, the heal comes through, though. And that is going to be that. Permaban. My game just glitched out. Okay, no, we're good. Good hit going to get dangerously low. He is going to fall to that Nunu. So a kill going over to Weenie Head in that top lane.
Yeah, great job. The Camille pushing with the Tiamat like I was talking about, but the issue is the Jax bot side. Normally, if the Camille's going to push like that, you either are top side as the Jax and you're looking to get the kill or, you know, meet the counter gank the Nunu that's incoming, or you just leave the lane. You shouldn't have even taken that trade in the first place where the volley completely chunked you out. We'll see if the Jax maybe gets the Infernal here as a trade for the early Rift Herald. Now, that Rift Herald is most likely not going to be used top lane because this Volley Bear doesn't really need gold and he struggles to farm. So probably, okay, great Infernal Dragon pickup by Obsidian Horizon. But now I'm going to look for Maw to use their Rift Herald mid lane and keep getting the Syndra ahead, who is now almost 30 CS ahead on this Nautilus, who is struggling to time his shields.
Ooh, Permaban getting some plates up here in the top lane. Only 5 CS down this game, so that's a little better than 70 last game.
Yeah, I think he must have turned on his monitor so he can see the HP bars. A lot better CSing than last game. Oh, but the Camille engage.
Ooh. What is that? I'm gonna see what that ability is called.
Oh no, you're not gonna see a Volley Bear again.
Right here. Majestic Roar. That's what that
is. That his E? Is that what he's canceling Camille's hook shot with? Okay.
Majestic Roar.
He does look majestic, but
I disagree.
You disagree? You don't think he looks majestic?
I think he's a little chunky.
Bro, chunky is the new majestic. Come on, bro. Yeah, I think it is.
Alright, you're just saying that because you're chunky, huh?
Dude, I'm a chunky monkey, bro. Tiger made a song about me. You know what it is. You know what it is, bro. Yeah, exactly, bro. You know what it is. Oh man.
Like, I'm taking that minion whether you're TPing or not.
Yeah. So here's the thing I was talking about. The Camille's shoving, but then she's just taking trades.
Oh my god. This is not good. Permaban doing serious damage. Once that bite lands, this is going to be serious trouble. Doesn't even have to bite. He gets him with the auto attack. Storm Portal trying to get the fight out. The Grievous Wound trying to help him out. Where's the bite? Oh! He needs one more auto. Gets the bite. And that is a 2v1 double kill. For 2 accounts permaban.
2 accounts permaban, and that's why he always 1v2s. I don't even know what to say.
There's top difference?
Just differences. We're just saying difference. The Nunu using the Rift Herald mid, just how I wanted it. Thank you, Weenie Head. I take away all the flame I said about you game 1.
Weenie Hut General.
Blue side on the other hand, Obsidian Horizon. I actually thought Storm Poro was fine. He was trying to impact top lane. His pathing was fine. But good hit. You know, I would call him God hit last game for those Garen ultis, but I don't know what to call him here, man. He took a good hit of something because these.
We're calling him Hail of Blades Camille. Gets the kill from that greedy Volibear.
Yeah, Volibear was trying
behind the bot lane here. Here comes the Jax engaging onto the bot lane, trying to get in. Oh my god, that Nunu damage. Here comes the culling. Dante Infinity getting dangerously low, going to have to flash to safety. That is 2 for 1 across the map.
Yeah, 2 for 1 across the map. That Volibear, yeah, super greedy. Volibear did go for the Sunfire, like I said. I don't play top lane because I'm not a degenerate, but I'm pretty sure with Camille's true damage, the Camille should be winning these trades, I think, but she's not. So the fact of the matter is she's not. So she should just shove, get turret damage like she's doing right now, and then roam. Get vision in their jungle, get vision for your mid lane, that Nautilus, who is now slowly catching back up in CS, but the Lucian's going to get the tower here. And it's hard to... And the Kaisa buys 2 pickaxes. And she's left the fountain.
Yeah.
We're gonna say he did not get that build order from u.gg, guys. If you're like this Kaisa and you don't know what to build when you've been autofilled to AD carry, use u.gg. You're gonna find the best builds. You're gonna kill it. Now we look at other parts of the map. The Braum has actually moved
U.GG, official partner of Hogwarts.
Official partner of Risen Esports. Oh god, okay. The Jack's getting instantly deleted there.
Holy guacamole, 2 accounts per man, you were dead here. Eventually. Eventually? Alright, he's not dead, he's Volibear. That's
the Volibear's
interaction. He's gonna go ahead and flash out, and that's good stuff. He's now half HP, so I don't know. Did they just not have Ignite up? No, they did have Ignite up. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm getting.
So
my brain's gonna explode.
They do a 1-for-1, and the Kai'Sa's free farming bot lane, which is great, but the Syndra's taking tower shots, and the Nautilus is missing Qs and hitting minions. So a lot of this missed execution by Ma is not being punished. Especially when you're playing something like Syndra, you know, everyone knows the bane of Syndra is just getting camped, getting CC'd. None of this is happening right now, so, you know, we'd said earlier that Ma needs to be significantly ahead by 25 minutes, and they're up about 4,500 gold. They don't have the Inferno, but I feel Ma is playing this pretty well. I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. But the Camille top it hasn't looked great so far, but maybe it'll look better once he gets his Trinity Force. And he engaged.
Oh, here comes good hit. Going to get the hook shot. Not sure what that bubble was. Here comes the stun onto Stormpearl. Stormpearl getting dangerously low here. Here comes the culling. On the flip side, Weenie Head just running at them. Trucks trying to get damage onto Dante Infinity. Gets the Blade of the Ruined King. Dante Infinity going to have to ult in for the shield. Gets taken dangerously low by the spear. And there comes more. Here comes Trucks. Here comes the giant snowball. And Trucks is going to chase down Sorax and pick up a double kill for himself. And here comes 2 accounts permaban trying to get the kill onto Good Hit. Good Hit trying to get the safety. That stun! Oh my goodness! And
yeah,
you didn't have to do that to him, bro.
Zkiki, yes, challenger Syndra. If you guys need coaching, you need boosting, you know who to hit up. I was just talking about it. Mob, I felt we're playing the early game pretty well, and now they get that mid tier 2. They're gonna get that Ocean Drake. They might even get the tier 3, but we'll see how they play this wave.
That Volibear BM might have been my favorite thing of this whole series.
I think it's BM to pick Volibear in and of itself, so it's just stacks on stacks at that point.
Stacks on stacks.
Yep.
Remember, guys, if you ever want to play Volibear top and you've never played Volibear top before, go ahead and look at u.gg, official partner of Risen Esports.
I want to point something out, guys. This Volibear to grasp first game got Flame Horizon, okay? That's not what u.gg says. Second game, he goes Aftershock. That's what u.gg says. Look at his CS now. Down only 8 CS, being super important to this game, and overall just killing it. If you need proof that u.gg can help carry you to a higher tier, this is it right here. And let's see what he does as he gets caught out.
Here comes the entire enemy team onto 2 accounts permaban. That Ignite going to be able to take him down. Trucks putting out some serious damage. Gets the buff from the Nami, and he's going to have to 2v2 here. Here comes Dante's Infinity going to ult in. The Glacial Fisher missing. The hook going to land on the Trucks. Trucks getting taken dangerously low. He is going to fall. Sprite Bunny going to fall too. Good hit here. And it's Syndra just trying to get out with her life as Nunu comes in trying to find somebody. But he's not going to find anybody. And that's going to be that. 2 for 3.
Yep. The Syndra just one-shot the Jax, who was trying to come in from the side. So the team fights are pretty fast, pretty bursty. You know, we have the Syndra, the Nautilus, and the Lucian, yeah, doing a lot of damage, but ultimately actually getting killed. But he is building towards that Black Cleaver, so it'll give him a lot more sustainability to be able to go for plays like that. It's I'm not loving this Nautilus mid so far. I think the pick is. Oh, okay.
Here comes Zkiki. There's the stun. Good hit getting taken low here. It is going to have to hook shot himself to safety. As the Volibear just not in time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was saying I like Nautilus mid as a pick, but I'm not loving how what it's doing so far. I don't really see him bursting anybody, but I guess I see him being a CC assistant sort of champion. But I don't know. Kaisa has finished the IE, so what do you think? Oh, okay. Here's a
Here
fight
comes
right
Dragon's only going to land a hook onto Weenie Head. Weenie Head getting no, he's not. He's just gonna run away. Wait, no, he's going in. And here comes the ultimate Absolute Zero coming in. There's the bubble from the Nami. Truck's going to pick up the kill for himself as they move forward. Weenie Head gets the double root, but is going to fall to Dante Infinity after the ultimate drops. Here comes the triple stun from the Syndra, and Truck's going to pick up another kill for himself as he's now 6-1 on this Lucian, and that is 2 for 1. Another favorable trade for Maw.
The Syndra's just smurfing. I don't know how else to explain it. 3-man stun, great job. Still doesn't really know how to build correctly. Looks like he's going for Leandry's again, but really good execution on the champion. But yeah, I was talking about that Nautilus before and not being able to do any damage. Oh, majestic roar. So majestic, so beautiful.
Dude,
Chunky.
so majestic and so beautiful. Able to cancel that hookshot every time.
Yep. That's what a thick monkey will do for you. Now, I was talking about that Nautilus. He proved me right. Literally tickled the Nunu. And now I just don't see what their win condition is because the Camille's losing the one-on-one except the Kaisa, who has now finished her Ginsu's Rage Blade. But the Lucian has just finished his Black Cleaver.
Yeah, that Lucian's big.
Yeah. I mean, the Kaisa is strong because of the Ginsu's Rage Blade, but I think normally you go... I don't know. I know Kaisa can go IE or Storm Razor, but I think normally you go Storm Razor into Ginsu's and you get all those nice evolves finished.
Yep.
I don't know what the IE Ginsu's is giving her, but if it's... I'm just going to assume it's comparable.
IE gives you the Q evolve.
Yeah, okay. So the Q evolve. Maybe Kaisa... Oh, Q misses from the Nautilus. Maybe Kaisa can do enough damage to do something here, but she has to make sure she doesn't get hit by Syndra stuns. And if they fight in narrow corridors, I mean, that just requires good mechanics. So either execute better mechanically on the side of Obsidian Horizon or fight in wider spaces. But this is one of those things we talked about, at the beginning of the first game. We don't know how Obsidian Horizon executes because all 3 of their last wins have been on forfeit. So their record doesn't... We just don't know. They're an unknown quantity. And they're fighting in narrow corridors again.
Alright, so we got a little break in the action.
Yeah, Volley looks like he's getting the Infernal Drake.
We do have a subscriber button available to you, should you choose to do so, as we look for Baron here.
With the Volley.
Stream as well. We have Fiestas every weekend.
With the Volley soloing Infernal with no smite on him.
This Volibear's a man amongst boys.
He is. He absolutely is. Such a majestic... Just
what a creature.
Amazing. Yeah, creature. I can't even call him a man.
There's the dragon, the Infernal, which is a huge dragon going over to Maw here. And here comes 2-account permaban. Does he have flash available? He does not. Yes, he does. Oh my god. Dante Infinity getting taken dangerously low, and he is going to fall. Good hit getting chased down by Weenie Head. Weenie Head does have that giant snowball. He's going to get the biggest snowball ever? No, he's going to run into the wall.
Yep. Really good at running away from fights she loses. I think that's that's a smart. Oh wait,
there's the stun. Storm Poro. Oh god.
Right through the counter strike.
If Zkiki had ultimate there, that guy was absolutely obliterated.
Yep, I mean, Zkiki smurfing, bro. Zkiki smurfing.
That's the only conclusion we
can yeah.
So far.
But no, I actually really love the swiftness boots. Most people would think that that's not what you're supposed to build on Camille. especially top lane. You know, a lot of them would think something silly like Ninja Tabai or Wreck Treads or anything with useful combat stats. But if you're losing every fight, Boots of Swiftness are really good because you can run away from the fight, reset, and then rejoin the next losing fight, guys. So
it's ingenious.
yes. First he came out with Electrocute Garen, then he came out with Halo Blades Camille. Now he's coming up with Boots of Swiftness, losing every fight, top lane. Okay, he's ingenious, and the Volibear gets caught here.
Here comes Volibear. Is he going to fight this? Looks like he's gonna have to, as he's cornered. Here comes the passive. Oh, he does not have the passive. Almost kills Good Hit.
Was he cornered or were the other two cornered?
If he had passive there, I think he double killed.
Yep, he absolutely would, just like he did early game. If you remember that one.
Also, if he had Conqueror there, I think he double.
I probably would have, yeah. Because laning, I think the Aftershock was better, but at this point, oh, okay, fight happening.
Here comes the Nautilus, so 4-man knockup. Absolute Zero doing some serious damage. Here comes the culling, and Trux is just shredding through them. Dante does not even stand a chance. There's the Blade of the Ruined King going to drop. The red buff giving him a slow as well. He's going to pick up the kill on the Slorax. Are they going to look for the Baron, or are they going to push mid? That is the real question. It looks like they're electing to push the mid lane.
Yeah, I don't know if I love their idea to push the mid lane. Camille's backing. She has Boots of Swiftness. She's going to get to the tower pretty quickly. So she's going to be able to defend. I think I would have gone for Baron, but if they can get the tier 3 here, crack open the base, understandable. And especially with the TP.
Keeping the wave right where it is. Nautilus is trying to wave clear here. There is the double bubble, but not much has come out of that. The fling onto Dragons only. He's going to have to flash to safety. Looks like they're not going to get the inhib, just the inhib tower. And they're going to back up and maybe look to Baron. The ping is onto red buff.
Yes, definitely the more important objective. As they farm and make their way out. I guess just some things to discuss. The Lucian is really strong.
Baron.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Why do they not like objectives?
I don't know. I think this is Maw's biggest weakness. They have no idea how to control objectives.
Obsidian Horizon's going to take Baron now.
Yeah, and they actually might be able to, I mean, the Lucian and Syndra were bot side, farming the more important objectives like blue buff. I don't know if Obsidian Horizon has a damage, but with Kaisa, they should be able to.
This is getting pretty low. It's at 5k HP. Here comes the culling. The Nautilus and the Camille all going to drop.
Kaisa needs to...
does secure the Baron. Weenie Head going to fall. Storm Poro putting out some serious damage as he's going to fall as well. And that is going to be a double kill going over to Kaisa. What is happening? Why would you not just go for Baron? What?
The Kaisa not moving, walking into redemption just to take extra damage. I love Dante. Dante, I love you. You're killing it. That was a great fight. I think they can get maybe even the inhib here and then crack open the base and go for that dragon that's coming up in about 20 seconds. Yeah, I really think when they went for that mid tier 3, they should have just gone for Baron. I think they thought the Camille would come all the way from bot lane with the boost of swiftness and cut them off, but I think they just had to go for it. And they did, which is really... Yeah. I mean, we said it even the last game. Ma just gives up every objective for free. They will be up thousands of gold and have no vision on relevant objectives.
Now they're gonna lose Infernal.
Wait,
oh, he stole it! Weenie Head!
He's mighted it with 200 health to go.
Weenie Head the god! That was all Weenie Head and not a misplay by Stormporo. That is for sure.
Guys, it's level difference, okay? That's the only reason that happened. Ask every solo queue jungler. That's the only time that it was a smite. It's because that 20 damage difference.
Stormporo had the level advantage.
That fooled him, okay? That fooled him.
That made him think that he did 200 more damage than he actually did.
Exactly. That's a tooltip bug right there. Report it to Riot if you want your junglers to earn what is theirs.
Yep, report it. Report it to Riot. Also,
yes.
Report
your jungler.
Report your jungler for hate speech.
Also, report anyone who doesn't subscribe to Risen Esports. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my god, the Nautilus doing some serious damage here. D Kiki going to fall, but in the meantime, Dragons Carried back onto 2 accounts permaban. He's going to try and chase down Sorax. Sorax gets the shield up. Here comes the culling. Here comes the fling. And that is a dead Sorax. Good
Oh,
hit, trying to secure this inhibitor. Here comes the absolute zero. Cancels it early. And, okay.
nothing is gained. Wonderful. Camille most likely looking to go top side and shove that. Obsidian Horizon's not getting much from this Baron. It's symptomatic of a lot of other issues they have as a team. Yeah. I mean, it's nice to see though that the Nautilus was able to kill the Syndra. It was barely because he has 155 CS at 31 minutes, but the damage is finally there. He should be able to put a dent in the Lucian too, if that's what it comes to in a team fight. But I think Syndra is the better, easier target for him. The Volibear does have Tiamat, so he should be able to easily shove out side waves. Is there anything else of note here?
Yeah. I want to note something.
Yeah.
Top lane has a 1.5k gold difference. That's all I want to note.
I respect that.
Actually, it's
Yeah.
1.8k gold difference now.
Oh. Whoa, that snowball. Oh. I don't
Here
know
comes
what-
Weenie Head. Weenie Head said, I don't care about nothing. Dies for no reason. Here comes the bubble, and it's going to get shielded. The 2 accounts permaban trying to 1v9 here is getting taken dangerously low. He's going to fall as well. Storm Portal on the flip side getting taken out. Here comes the Glacial Fisher going to get the kill onto him. Here comes Dante Infinity going in onto Trucks. Trying to chase him down. Good hit. Does have hookshot available. Is he going to go after it? No, he's not. They're going to settle for the inhib here.
That should be game right there.
Yeah, it's a classic Baron throw.
Yeah, I think a
Classic.
big issue in this, it happens in solo queue, but I suppose it happens in organized play in this ELO too, is just, you have to know when you can Baron, guys. The Baron isn't even an objective. It's just a piece of paper that they hold up and make you think is a real objective. If you're the winning team, get vision on it. Rush it. 20, 21, 22, 23 minutes. There. And Ma's complete lack of objective control is really hurting them. Now, I think Obsidian Horizon's firmly in the driver's seat. I mean, the Kaisa is now at 3 items, going on to 4 items. The Nautilus is not only now decently strong, but the Syndra keeps overstepping. I guess he must have been account sharing. First half was Challenger, now it's Silver. So he keeps overstepping and dying. And these team fights are now going the way of Obsidian Horizon compared to earlier in the game. But you already talked about this before. You said if Ma isn't completely, winning by 25 minutes, then the game becomes a lot more dicey.
Yeah.
I think the next fight might be over the dragon spawn. Hard to tell, but I don't know. The Lucian does have GA for whatever team fight is next.
Well, not a lot happening right now.
Yeah, I would like. I mean, this is ideally what I like, so I could color commentate, but there's hard to color. Okay.
Sorax is
Rom
caught
gets
out.
caught out.
There's the knockup. He's going to have to get to safety. Weenie Head flashing onto him, but leaves Trucks wide open to the Storm Portal engaged. Sprite going to fall as well. Storm Portal going to pick up another kill for himself. Here comes the stun onto, and that is a triple kill. And in the meantime, Zkiki getting taken out by Good Hit.
And that's game right there.
Yeah, it looks like this game's about to be over. Counts per band.
I said it at the beginning. I thought Obsidian Horizon would win. I had zero doubt. I flamed none of them. Storm Portal, I'm a big fan. Dante,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm an even bigger fan. I think 80 carry difference here for sure. No, I just think they played to the win condition. I thought Trucks played, quite well in his Lucian 10-4. He only started dying once they just started layering all the point-and-click CC onto him, but the game just went too late. And for that, Obsidian Horizon comes out, wins the game, and now it's a 1-1. It's going to game 3.
All right, and we're gonna take a look at the stats briefly here. I just want to highlight some things. We see the Kaisa damage, but we see the Lucian and the Volibear damage as well. If we scroll down, the big disparity this game, if we look at the vision scores, you look at support versus support, you have 15 control wards purchased by Braum, 38 wards placed compared to 24 and 7. That's a pretty large disparity. Yeah, and you had 12 wards destroyed by your jungler. So just you know, those are the little things that will enhance the game, and that's really why they had such good objective control on the Baron and on the Dragons.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only how many wards they're buying, how many wards they're destroying, but placement too. That's something you can't quite see in the score, but you sort of can in the vision score difference. The support is placing, Sorax is placing vision near the objectives that are relevant that they're going to get in the next minute or so, whereas Sprite Bunny is just warding without consciousness, without thought of where both teams should be moving. And that's something that, it's great that you highlighted, because it's hard to see in the score, 3-7-19, but the vision is that's the only reason they won. They got Baron.
Yeah, and with that, we're going to go to a brief intermission. We'll come back to you with game 3.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running.
All right. Hit him with a gabble.
Hello, welcome to Game 3 of this Rampage Open Series, Week 7, between Make-A-Wish Foundation and Obsidian Horizon. I am Gable, subbing in for Zig, who unfortunately had to leave us. So I'll be doing some streaming and casting at the same time, and it should be fun looking to an exciting Game 3 that hopefully has a couple less throws.
When Gabble says leave us, he literally died after seeing that throw. His heart burst. I barely managed to hang on. We get into pick and ban phase here. Maw bans the Amumu. They've been banning all 3 games. The Camille top that was pretty rough early game, but turned out to be really strong later on, and the Garen that they've been banning for 2 games. On the opposite side, you see Obsidian Horizon banning the Hecarim, the Ezreal, and the Ziggs. Consistent bans. Maw first picked Jax. That's been a heavily contested pick in the last 2 games. It's gone jungle both games. Obsidian Horizon respond with the Kaisa Braum. We could see Maw pick up the Lucian Morgana here. That Morgana could be... okay, the Jinx. So what do you think about this first very quick phase so far, Gabble?
I think the Kai'Sa's a really good pick there. It really popped off last game, and it seems like they're kind of just running back with the same comp. But I'm not sure how well they'll do with it, because they did kind of fall behind and just were able to win off a couple of throws. I think Jinx, their ADC Trux is a really good player, and if he can, pop off in that team fight, they should be able to go ahead with this. Having that Morgana to keep that Nautilus and Braum CC from just instantly killing Jinx is also super handy to have.
Yeah, and actually that Morgana is most likely mid lane because the mid laner from Maw has played it before. So what that means is, if you remember last game, we talked a lot about how Nautilus is a really good pick into Syndra. Well, Morgana is a really good pick into Nautilus because of that black shield you mentioned. She can protect herself. But it looks like Obsidian Horizon either doesn't know that or just doesn't believe it because they've banned 2 mid laners here. So we're going to find out soon if it is support or if it is mid. The Orianna Ahri bans, and then the J4 ban, which just leads to the natural Nunu pick again. You're right, they're literally just running the same team comp back. But I like the change from Maw because, as you said, their AD carry is really good in team fights, but the Lucian pick sort of hamstrings them after the 25-minute mark. So the Jinx offers a lot. And the Volibear for the 3rd time in a row, and the Lulu. So Jinx Lulu. They've given up all pretense. They've said, play around this Jinx. She has the Lulu support and the Morgana mid, and yeah.
Yeah, we do see the 2 teams swapping junglers from what they were last game. I really like the Lulu here. Their damage, well, now it's not as heavily loaded onto one person, but most of their damage is still on just those 2 targets. So if you can get a polymorph off, and then Jinx can just pop off on that one person, you should be set.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, it's just like both teams seem like they're going for broke, picking the Kayle, because actually the top lane has gone from Garen to Camille to now Kayle. So each game has progressively had the top lane carry more of that damage load. So Obsidian Horizon's really focused in terms of their damage. You have the Kaisa, you have the Kayle. The Nautilus does damage, One thing I want to point out about the Nautilus actually in terms of damage is I really criticized him for not only his bad just play, but his low farm meant that he wasn't able to one-shot any targets. This game, while his CC will be a lot less useful in terms of utility because of the Morgana and the Lulu, he still does do damage. And if he can get that Jinx caught out, even if it's going to be hard, right? Because of the Morgana Black Shield. But if the Nautilus and the Nunu or the Braum can get that Jinx and they destroy that Jinx, well, then where does the damage come from Maw? It has to be the Jax, but because it's Jax jungle, it's going to be longer until the Jax can be a viable source of damage in a team fight. So, right. I don't know. I feel like they've just gone to really extreme sides on both teams here.
And because OHZ has so much magic damage, they actually kind of counter the Morgana because they can pop the Black Shield just off the damage part and not get the CC, or not have to throw CC into it.
Yeah,
so there's still potential for them to pop off in the team fight and just one shot the Jinx with KO damage later on in the game. and go from there. It's really interesting because, I mean, Jax and Jinx both scale incredibly well, and so does the KO. KO right now, once you hit level 16, is pretty much a free win. So both teams are looking to go late game. But I feel like there's a little more agency on Obsidian Horizon to get ahead, just because Nautilus not ahead doesn't really do too much in terms of damage.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. The onus is definitely on Obsidian Horizon, because if they get behind, then it's just like last game. Like, we saw it. The Kai'Sa wasn't really that useful, guys, especially with his strength. I'm not going to say it was wrong build order, but with the way he went about it, I don't know if it was optimal in terms of damage. But even if it was, he wasn't doing a lot of damage. But once they got the Baron, they won the ensuing team fight, then all these champions started doing damage. So if we just assume that doesn't happen, or even if it does happen, we can't base the whole analysis around that aberration. So if Ma's going to get ahead, and they're going to have a Jinx that's ahead, and they're going to have a Lulu protecting that Jinx, and the Morgana protecting it, I think Ma has the edge here because they've shown they can execute better. But the difference is, so the last 2 games, good hit for Obsidian Horizon has been on melee top laners that scale decently well, but they're not anything special. And he's had some really good like team fight skirmishes, just really good moments over. If he can get going on that kill, hit level 16 like you said, he could potentially be the late game insurance that allows them to win this 3rd game. Because it's a very tense series right now. It's 1-1, and both these teams have some of the best records in Rampage Open.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it will be interesting to see looking forward if KO decides to switch from Ignite to Teleport. If she does stick to Teleport, I think there's huge potential for Ma to just, keep coming top lane once or twice and then just put her out of the game.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. If Kayle does not run TP, and she gets punished for her early game, she can get destroyed. But the thing that prevents me from thinking like that is, for all the praise I gave Weenie Head in game 2, that's Ma's jungler, that was because he was on Nunu. His first game, when he played Jax, he was invisible. So it's hard to tell if he improves from game 1 to game 2 from criticism or, self-reflection after game 1. Because if he didn't, if it was just a result of the champion, he was just telling himself, I'm going to gank, and now he's thinking, I'm going to farm, then they're not going to kill that Kayle unless that Volibear starts solo killing. So while I agree with you, I don't know if the Kayle is going to get punished for going Ignite. My only thing with Kayle going Ignite is, just why would you? Like, I guess unless you think you can get the solo kill, then you're just getting it because you're scared of Volibear. But I mean, it's hard to say. I've had a problem with Obsidian Horizon throughout this whole series where they put Exhaust on their support and Ignite on their top laner, which makes cross map plays so much more difficult to work. The only reason they haven't been punished is because they never get contested for objectives. But I really think they should start to put their top laner with TP and Ignite on their support. But it doesn't look that change is going to go through for this game. Looks like pretty standard runes so far. I mean, summoner spells. Kayle's still keeping that Ignite. So I guess my question would be, what do you think about this Morgana mid? They've played it before. I know they've played, I think, some funnel of it in the LEC. But what are your thoughts on it? This comp or just in general?
So I think Morgana mid is pretty good overall. Just because you can kind of, wave clear, roam around. And it's an incredibly safe pick. And I think when you're going up against someone like Nunu, having that black shield so when he ganks you, you don't just get perma CC'd between him and Nautilus is super huge and super beneficial. At the same time, Nautilus is going to wave clear just as fast as you. And he'll roam better than you. So you're in this tough spot where there's not much you can do in the lane besides just farm it out. And so honestly, I'm not even too sure about the Ignite on Morgana, just because there's not really much kill potential in that lane unless jungle ganks. And like you said, he doesn't gank as much on the Jax Weenie that doesn't as he does on the Nunu. I do think Weenie Head on the Jax is going to end up better in the long run. There were a couple times in that last game where he got a little too ambitious on the Nunu and kind of snowballed into his own death. So I think him on the Jax is good, and I think the Morgana is good. I just think the summoner choice of Ignite is a little bit questionable.
Yeah, I think that's actually some great points. I think you're right. Winnie had his early game Nunu was good, but his mid to late was bad. Maybe he can flip it around, and because we know both teams are going to late game, if Winnie had can execute on the mid to late game with the Jax, that might just be more beneficial overall for the team. And I agree. I don't understand the Ignite. I think Cleanse is pretty useless, obviously, because of the spell shield, but maybe something like Barrier, maybe just TP. I don't see anything wrong with TP, but I think with about a minute and 15 left, that's a good time to go for a short intermission. But don't click away because we have a fiesta here. You'll see.
We do indeed.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running.
Alright, hello everyone. We apologize for jumping in so quickly, or so late into this game, rather. We were having some connection issues, but we're here now, and that's what matters. And Kale is currently 1-2. Jax has got himself a sizable lead with that 2-1. Ganking bot here. Jinx just gets Kaisa, and can she just kite this? Just run around him? Able to get a second one onto Braum? Nice. It's not how you want that gank to go.
I mean, I picked Ma for a reason. I mean, the execute. Yeah, let's touch on some things while we just saw that happen. Kale ran Flash Ignite with Press the Attack, so it's aggressive early game Kale. 1 and 2, like you mentioned. Half the CS of the Volibear. Jax has 2 kills, gonna get that Blood Razor, that jungle item completed really fast. So, which is funny because remember in the draft I was talking about how I thought Weenie Head might not gank or play to his lanes with Jax, but I don't know if it was a super obvious, but he did. He got the kills, and actually Nautilus playing
Dunking her, but did run out of mana, so he's not able to get the kill.
Yeah. Dragon's only mana management and Nautilus has been really sus this whole series, but I mean the Morgana's low on mana too. See, Kiki does not look very experienced with Morgana mid.
She might just be trying.
We talked about the kill. Oh,
that hook missed. Wow. Right. Jax just able to poke her down a little bit. Morg should just back there right away. No. Looking at gold, Jax is up about 850 on Nunu, which is a pretty sizable lead this early on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the Nunu doesn't have any kills. I mean, Obsidian Horizon doesn't in general. They're not able to impact the map. So we touched on top lane. So the Morgana that we were talking about, not only just strange mana management and being greedy, she also went Comet, and normally you go Glacial Augment with Morgana to set up your own CC and your team's engage. Comet isn't bad, but especially when you're playing against Nautilus, I think you'd agree. Nautilus is definitely one of the tankier mid lanes that you're playing against, and Morgana isn't really a high damage mid laner, at least not early game. So I would have preferred something like Glacial Augment or even Unsealed Spellbook. And combined with the Ignite, it's just the Kale and the Morgana, on opposite teams, they seem like they're playing a playstyle that doesn't match the champion that they pick. But action on the top line.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Morg is very much building and prioritizing around winning lane, which, I mean, against Nautilus, who just has those shields, it's not really going to get much out of it. Don't really have too much kill potential, but just want to farm up for mid game, where Glacial Augment would be significantly better.
Yep, absolutely. Both Good Hit and Zkiki need to hit up u.gg, fix their runes, fix their builds. Then we look at the bot lane, where we saw the Jinx get that basically double kill, 1 kill, 1 assist. Jinx doesn't have any sums right now, but neither does Kaisa. And the Braum, you're not seeing it wrong. The Braum is running Electrocute. We're almost sure it's not a... Oh, fighting happening in the top side, though. Yeah, you can see the Kale isn't afraid to fight.
No, definitely not. And I mean, Volibear is rushing Sunfire, which can be very problematic.
Yeah,
with so much AP on the enemy.
Yeah, I've talked about this before. I think honestly, some of these players are just they found like a mobile fire guide and they're just copying the items. It says like, oh, the Nunu just get caught out here.
Doesn't flash if he he's it, but he decides to go in with ult. That's a 2 kills in the mid lane. 1 for Jax, 1 for Morg. Oh, and a rocket snipe in the bot lane too. You're getting kills all over the map.
So one thing to actually point out, by the way, that on Ma's side, it is no longer the same AD carry they played with for the first 2 games. It is an AD carry named Irelia Wannabe. I mean, their normal AD carry is a good player, but he was playing the Lucian the first 2 games. I really want to be clearly playing the hyperscaling Jinx. So that's something to keep track of, that, he is an unknown quantity, but if he's winning lane with Jinx, if he team fights the way he should, Ma is already up to a disgusting 4k gold advantage. I mean, what are your thoughts so far on this game? We're 9 minutes in and it already feels like a stomp.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand really quickly. Jax is up 1,500, and then Morg's up 1,000, and Jinx is up almost 1,000 herself. And I mean, your carries are getting really far ahead. The point where Volibear's build path might not even matter just because the team is winning anyways. That was a pretty early KO ult. But they might be able to get Volley. Depends if he has his passive or not. And of course he does. But it doesn't matter. He's building armor.
The Ignite comes in for KO. All planned from the beginning. Yeah, I guess that's good. That Kale does have 2 kills. We talked about in draft. If she gets to level 16, no one knows what might happen. I mean, okay, there's a re-engage. You saw right there why I think Ignite and Comet on Morgana was such a terrible choice. What damage are you doing to him? Like, you talked about it. Through the shields, there's almost no damage. And you also talked about how there's so much magic damage on Obsidian Horizon side that they might actually just be able to break through the black shield through pure damage. And that's especially going to be true until Morgana gets some heavy AP. Especially, maybe she buys something like a Rabadon's Death Cap. But it's hard to see how this Morgana is going to be useful unless she's just going to build so much AP that it stops all the CC from Horizon, which is totally fine. But then, I don't know. This emphasis on winning lane, I don't really understand it. Zakiki has went top lane once, didn't get anything from it, but did try. I think Zakiki should keep trying that. Keep roaming, keep trying to apply pressure on the map. Because she's... Oh. There's the volley roam from top side.
Yeah, they are looking... It looks like they are going to lose... They did lose a plating for that. So KO's slowly getting herself ahead. Which don't really want. She's now up 400 gold on Volibear. And has the third most gold in the game. Which is a little bit tough. A little bit tough.
Yeah, definitely, but it looks like Moss is gonna get that mid-tier 1 at sub 12 minutes.
And they're gonna get
combined with
another plate bot down to 1.
Yep. They're getting so many plays.
Oh,
they're now up
dive.
5k gold. Yeah, they should definitely look to dive. This is what I was talking about with the Morgana. Oh,
that's tough. That's real tough. They're so far ahead that it doesn't even matter. They can miss everything and just win because they have more levels.
Yep, absolutely.
Jax is gonna die there, but they should be able to secure another turret.
Kale just losing these trades so hard though, as we see the top side.
Yeah, we see a little BM from Volibear there.
Yep.
Very interesting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but now that means before 14 minutes, Ma's gotten 2 tier 1s, including the mid tier 1, which is super important. They've gotten the Cloud Drake. Oh my god.
That was quite a bit of damage.
Yep, and oh, Morgana getting some damage down. Oh, she stole the scuttle, I think? Or, yeah.
Yep.
So, now the issue is... Oh, wow. Okay, I guess Zakik doesn't need Glacial because his Qs have a magnet on them. I don't think he's missed one yet.
He's been hitting them like crazy. And the thing with Comet is the only way to guarantee it hits is if you hit those binding.
Yeah, so looks like it's paying off so far.
Right. Yeah, he's making sure he's getting those Comet procs in. Not sure if I can check the percentage of those he's hitting. It does not look like I can. But I would assume it's in the upper 60-70% because he's getting some nice bindings in.
Oh yeah. And whenever the Nunu tries to gank, he's landing those Qs. He's hitting just long range Qs on the Nautilus. It helps that the Nautilus, doesn't seem to move his mouse in any different direction. He just walks in a linear path, but still, those long distance ones, they can definitely be hard to hit. And combined with the Luden's Echo, his bindings are going to start to do damage now, because he also has Sork Shoes.
Jax is sitting on a ward while he's taking this Rift Herald. I'll have to see if Nunu tries to steal it.
Yeah, that QW brings the Braum to half health. Morgana might solo kill right here.
Oh, that rocket misses, but it doesn't matter. Nunu's honestly just gotta jump over the pit at this point. Dead himself here now. And now
great.
you're 7k behind. The enemy jungle has a Rift Herald to throw down, to push, and got a member down. So looking a little problematic. That is a really nice hook. Wow, that was really good, but don't have enough damage because he's level 9. It's tough. It's tough. Even when you play it well like that.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That was a good kill,
that
though,
fight.
just in time.
I didn't even see that one was happening, but another Morg binding. This Jax is going all in.
Oh, this is...
Oh, those dodges are sick. Oh, this is the flash stun. Ice is still dead here. Rift Herald was spawned top lane. And
is this an ace right here?
There's no one alive to defend it. They could take Rift Herald and push for a couple turrets top lane. But they're gonna push for mid lane.
Yeah, Morgana going top lane.
Morg push top, yep. And my minimap just currently has a huge snowball on it at Raptors.
Yep, same here. It looks like that's because Nuna's dead. And Riot is indeed an indie game dev company. But Morgana does get that top tier 2, and the Jinx does get the mid tier 2. So that's a huge influx of gold, but also vision control. Now, Ma is not great at placing vision, but here's the best part, guys. You don't need to place vision if the enemy team is just stuck in their base. So Ma doesn't need vision. They're just going to get this dragon without any contest against them.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. There's nothing you can really do to get.
10k gold lead at 16.5 minutes. It's very possible Ma might be the IG of Rampage Open. They griefed game 2, but they're just completely outplaying this game 3.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. This is one of those situations where, you know, you're in solo queue. The only thing that can help encourage your team is spamming those "we scale" winnable in chat.
Yep. Yeah, we do have to remember that Kale is scaling. I don't know if this game is winnable. Kale is scaling. I really love the boost of swiftness on Kale. I've touched on this in game 2. I think good hit is so revolutionary. He's shown you guys 3 different champions, 3 different runes, no one runs on those champions. Boots of swiftness on all of them, so he can lose fights and then run away really fast. I mean, this guy's a revolutionary, and I think if there's anything you guys can take away from this series, it's how to be an innovative top laner. But here we see Zakiki might get caught out.
He does have stopwatch if he just wants to ult Zanya. Yep.
Looks like that's
Didn't
what he
get
did.
the black shield off, but
Oh.
everyone's getting chunked by the W. Volibear going in, ham. Gets the kill onto Nautilus.
Oh my.
Morg sniping bindings all day. That is such an early KO ult. Wow.
Yep.
They can just run mid lane here.
Yeah, it looks like the Jax and the Morgana are. Are you allowed to FF Risen games?
You are. I have seen it done before. It actually happened on stream.
Oh man.
Team forfeited at 17 minutes and then disbanded.
Oh.
It was quite tragic.
Oh my god, bro. Well, I don't know if it's quite that level, but that is an sub 19 minutes mid inhib. You would usually tell a team to go Baron after that, but Baron hasn't spawned yet.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the 12k gold lead in 18 minutes, they're getting about 650 gold ahead of their opponents every minute that passes in this game.
Yes.
That's a little bit of gold. Just a little bit of income there.
Yep.
We see a 3K gold lead on Jax, a 3.5K gold lead mid lane, a 3K gold lead on ADC, 2K gold lead on support, and then top lane is only 300.
Yeah, I don't know if Braum support with electrocute was the innovation, but it was a innovation.
Yeah, and I mean, that's something you have to look at and realize that he intended to play, because he played Braum last game with normal runes. This is something that he chose to do.
Yes,
This isn't
this
like
was
an,
of his
oh, I
own
didn't,
volition.
I forgot to change my rune page. He decided to play electrocute Braum, and then go for the lane dominance that comes with electrocute and take exhaust.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna do that, first of all, you have to go for ignite. The idea behind it, I mean, the idea is flawed. Electrocute's always the wrong rune, but if you do it, at least get ignite.
Right.
Yeah, 20 minutes. Thank God Ma learned what a Baron is. Maybe Irelia Wannabe is coaching them in game right now because they're getting that Baron immediately. They're not leaving it open for the team to take, for the opposing team to take and get a free win. This should be game right here.
Baron 13 seconds after it spawns. Pretty spicy.
That's exactly what you need to do. Guys, if you're watching this, if you're low elo, if you're below like, I guess D3, you probably don't know how easy Baron is to take. If you're winning at 15, 18, 19 minutes, try getting that vision down. You don't want a Baron always on spawn, but early on, guys, don't leave it up. Because if you lose it, yeah, go ahead.
Even having the pressure around Baron to just bait him into it is huge.
Yep. Yeah, if you can just get a pick on it and then just get so much off that. That's the game right there. And this is why, like, in decent elos, every game it just ends around 26 minutes. It's decided at like 15, right? So you get this decisive lead, like you guys see here. You just wait for Baron, you get Baron, and then you end the game. 21 minutes, guys.
Yep.
This smashed harder than Avengers at box office. Holy cow. That is a, what is it? 15K gold lead?
15K gold lead.
Guys, this is why you subscribe to Risen Esports.
Definitely. You get exciting, action-packed games like those. That is quite possibly one of the quickest games I've personally watched in Risen. And that was really clean by Ma. It wasn't, I mean, Obsidian, second part of their team name, they did have some mistakes early and made some mistakes throughout the game, of course, but Juan just played it really cleanly and kind of didn't go too ham with what they were doing and just snowballed off what they got early.
Yeah, big props to Weenie Head for playing the Jax way better than I thought he would. I'm not going to say he's the MVP of the game or of the series, but he definitely improved throughout the series, made sure that he wasn't a weakness. I think, actually, since I mentioned the word MVP, I think I'm going to give the MVP to Zakiki. Not amazing gameplay at times, but first of all, their normal AD carry wasn't here for game 3, but I thought he was just a consistent force throughout all 3 games, so I'm going to give it to Zakiki.
Yeah, he was definitely the most consistent player. Other people had some pop-off games, but he was the most solid and consistent throughout them. I think that's a huge thing. Lulu played pretty well these games, but I still think I definitely agree on giving it to Zakiki.
Yeah, my only issue with someone like the Lulu Sprite Bunny is they're losing the vision war, and I haven't casted any other of Ma's games, but I'm just looking at the mechanical dominance they're displaying against another team in Rampage Open that has a pretty decent record, even when you discount the forfeits. The only way a team like Ma is gonna lose is due to lack of vision control, getting picked off, losing Barons, not contesting dragons. These are things that you need to fix, and I need Sprite Bunny to fix that. This team might be one of the best contenders in the Rampage Open playoffs.
Yeah, I definitely think this team has potential to go far, especially if they clean up just their comms and can all get on the same page of doing the same thing. and staying together, because they're definitely mechanically solid as a team, and they're all individually good players. It's just a matter of meshing together and making sure you don't overextend for anything.
Yep, absolutely agreed.
All right, well, on that note, I think we are going to sign off for today. I've been Gable, your caster and streamer, joined by Hogwarts and Zig for a little bit. Hope you guys have a good night, and tune into our Dominate Open series tomorrow at 7 Eastern.